Welcome to Dark Sorcery. I'm Alfredo Martinez, and I have with me Don Marie Torres. Don, good to have you on.
Nice to have you, or nice to see you, sorry.
It's fine. It's I'm excited about this. We've been friends for a long time, for
Yeah,
years, and we've come a long way.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, very much so. So go ahead and get started on telling us how you got started in magic.
It was from my grandmother.
Mhm.
She taught me about herbalism and a little bit about spells. She, not so much on the spells, but a lot about herbalism, just kind of like green witchery stuff, canning and this and that. And I had an aunt who practiced Santeria.
Right.
So, yeah. And she would come down, when I owned the bar, and she'd be like, here, put this and this. So, I mean, it's just always been like in my life, basically. Um, then when I hit about, I would say 12 years old, somewhere around there, I became more interested in the darker things,
Yeah.
the darker aspects of magic,
Right.
which I mean, my grandmother wasn't too happy about it, but my aunt's over there like, okay, now let's go, let's teach you. So
Sweet.
it was more family oriented. And then friends, and then, I met my ex-husband, so he was very religious, so I had to sneak, which sucked. Oh gosh, it sucked so
I feel
bad.
you on that. Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah. Yep. So then, so like, oh, unless, I would tell him, look, there's something in this house and I'm gonna go ahead and sage. Oh yeah, make sure you put salt on the windows and like, okay, whatever, dude. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean,
uh,
I go into more detailed stuff, but
well,
um,
so I mean, really, this stuff's in your blood.
yeah, yeah, basically.
Uh,
Basically.
a lot of people who are on this path tend to come from a religious background. Do you have a religious background at all from your upbringing?
Um, kind of.
Mhm.
Um, my other grandmother, which dragged me
Uh,
into the synagogue because I'm half Jewish. So
okay.
yeah. So it was an interesting it was interesting growing up, to say the least.
Yeah, and I know what it's like to have a partner who's religious, and then you kind of have to go on the side and do things without them knowing or without starting an argument.
Mhm.
Ultimately, for me, it just didn't work out. Our paths are completely separate. I had to say see it. So
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot I could say on that, but now that I'm my fiance now, like I have so much freedom now. And it was so liberating. It was so liberating to finally get that freedom to be able to practice. It was like, I don't know.
so is he also into magic, or is he kind of, just, oh, I don't mind if you do that.
No, he doesn't. He helps me set rituals up and stuff.
Mhm.
But yeah, he doesn't like if they're really big rituals and
Right.
stuff, you know, and I'll look at him like, can you give me a hand, please? And he more than happily, yeah, sure, let's go. So, and he goes to the store with me and he's like, hey, I found, sage over here.
Uh,
So
cool.
it's, yeah.
Good to have a partner you can kind of bounce off of ideas off of and practices and learn from each other, really.
Yeah, and he has learned from me because I'll be sitting there like I'll sit there and look at something and I'll be like, what the heck is going on? Or so, something like that.
Right.
And he'll mention something that, I didn't think that he knew or he wasn't paying attention.
Mhm.
And I'm like, are you trying to get into witchcraft? I'll teach you.
That's cool. Well, as time progresses, a lot more people are more accepting of it. which is a
Yeah.
good thing, you know. Um, now, what occult books would you say have inspired you along your path?
Um, I know a couple of thorns have.
Mhm.
Um, oh gosh, Kobe's book, The Poison Path, that one.
Okay.
There's a lot. When I was younger, I had a few of Anton LaVey's books.
Mhm.
There's so many artists that trying
So
to
is there
think.
a particular author or field of magic you like to study now, or is it just kind of whatever comes, whatever you're channeling, or you're just kind of uh just random, whatever, eclectic type thing?
Um, I would just really have to go eclectic type thing because
Right.
I'm I'm literally all over the place.
Hmm.
But I mean, Belial and I have a very close relationship, but I'm right now I've had some medical issues, but right now I've been studying with Usher. He's the uh demon surgeon of hell. And I've learned a lot of healing rituals and like things to cleanse your ways to cleanse your energy better. Just all sorts of things. I had to go on a massive healing journey and a lot of shadow work. Ooh,
Yeah,
ooh,
it's a
yeah,
process. Yeah. Like,
yeah.
with me right now, I'm probably reading about 6 books at one time. And then also, you have the spirits kind of teaching you life lessons as you go along. And but it's good to, be close to a certain spirit and have them learn have you learn from them. You mentioned Belial. Tell me a bit about your relationship with him.
As in like what sense?
As in, him helping you along the way, that type of thing. I know that you're close with him.
Yeah,
He's
well,
done a lot for you. I can
yes,
tell.
he has. Oof. Remember when I first started with him? I don't know if you remember this, and I asked you a question because I got like it was like literally right after the ritual. I
Yeah,
had gotten a scratch on me. Do you remember me
I
coming to you?
remember you coming to me. Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah. Well, that finally went away after 2 years, but after that, things took such a speed course on my path. There was so much gnosis and information coming that it sent me in a whirlwind.
Hmm.
I did not like, I was not expecting it. And when I tell people, when they ask about him, when I tell him he will bring you to your knees, he will literally bring you to your knees because that's what he did with me. And the reason why he did it is because I had a lot of healing to do from my past marriage and things like that. So my relationship with him, I would say, would be like him bringing me to the point that I am now. He literally put me down, kind of humbled me, very much so. And I think that's what makes me the person I am today.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he changed my life, literally changed my life.
Hmm.
And every so now and then I will get thumped, you know,
Yeah.
from him because you know how he is.
Right.
But I would say we have a very, very close relationship. Not like, oh, I'm gonna marry, love him. And no,
Right.
my reverence for Belial
Wow.
is is up there. Like
Hmm.
he's my number one go-to. And then, like Marbus. Um, Asmodee, I mean, I've worked with Asmodee.
Right.
Some, but not as much as I work with Belial or Lucifer. I work with Lucifer a lot. Um, I work with a lot of ancient spirits that
Mhm.
have all helped me, along my journey and along my path. Because you know how it is, like you get gnosis in so many ways.
Yeah, you do.
Something somebody says, or literally something on TV, like a line from a movie or whatever, and you're just sitting there like, well, I'll be damned.
Yeah, or it could just be, you're out and about and something somebody tells you or something you see, something happens in front of you, you come across something, just along your path in so many ways, you mentioned about having been brought to your knees. And a lot of people don't realize that when you're brought to your knees and you're working with the darkness, there's a lot of gnosis that comes with it. Sometimes we need that to happen so that we can absorb the gnosis and allow it to change us for the better. Some people may be hesitant to work with the darkness, but there is a lot of benefit in it.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you
bet.
can call it tough love, I guess.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
literally benefited greatly, not only on a healing journey,
right.
but financially, my
Mhm.
finances have gotten better. Um, like I wouldn't say like on a mental health way. Yeah, kind of, because I was diagnosed with PTSD from so
Mhm.
much crap that I had gone through in my last marriage.
Right.
And I don't I don't have that anxiety anymore like I used to. I don't like I'm just really chilled out. I'm peaceful and flowing and
Uh-huh. Well, you
so
mentioned about your finances getting better. And I remember one time you made a post of working with Clonic,
mhm.
and you said you were listening to a podcast and you're driving listening to a podcast. The podcast told you you not only have to be able to get the money, but you have to be able to hold on to
Yes.
it. Explain a little bit more on how that hit home for you.
Well, I was driving home from work. I had a rough day. Um, I had just been in a car accident.
Mhm.
I think not the first car accident. Yes, I was in two car accidents within the month's time, literally.
Wow.
And yeah, it sucked ass. But I was driving home from work and that podcast came on and because I had my phone hooked in.
Right.
And when he said that, I was like, it kind of hit home for me. And, to be able to keep the money. In other words, to be able to keep the money flowing, do what you have to do, you know, to protect your finances. And because my financial situation was spotty because of the car accidents and everything. And that also hit home to me because it also let me know that everything was going to be all right,
Hmm.
that it was working in my favor. So that's what else it told me.
Hmm.
And it just like, it still sends chills up my
It
arm.
it does because a lot of people they want things,
Yeah.
and when they don't come right away or they're going through hardships, they don't realize you have to be able to hold on to what you get. What good is it going to be if you get something if you're just going to be able to hold on to it loosely? It's a waste of time, really.
Yeah. Yeah. And so like I have gotten more conservative with my money and
Okay.
everything ever since. Yeah, because it was like a 2 week working that I had done with him, you
Mhm.
know. And so I just and ever since then everything's been running smoothly. Now, like, I'll run into a few bumps here and there.
Of course, yeah.
Like a stinking rotten ticket, but other than that,
It
other
happens to the best of us.
yeah, I'm
Oh,
good. And also, Um, it's helped me prepare to get out of nursing and to get off the floor and to go into the office, which I'll be doing. So, oh, I'm so happy about that.
oh yeah, you're changing the like a career change type thing
Yes.
because you're so done
Oh,
with what you were
I,
doing before. It was just draining you.
listen, it was so draining.
Yeah.
Could not take it anymore. I would literally cry myself to sleep, knowing that I had to go back to work the next day. That's
Yeah.
not how it should be. You shouldn't be like that. Now I have more freedom. Like, if I'm sure that and my boss, she's like one of my friends, and I helped her start her business.
Right.
So, you know.
Right on. Cool. Now I had you had mentioned Asmodeus earlier, and I know that you had done a post one time about saying that there were some people saying in a group that he's not good as far as relationships go, but then you're like, no, he can actually show you what the problem is in your relationship. Now it's up to you what to do with that, but he is beneficial in relationships.
Yes, yes, he is. As a matter of fact, speaking on that, that was what the reason why I said that is no relationship is perfect. We all do stupid, crap. And or there might be something that annoys you about your partner or whatever.
Mhm.
I had to work with Asmodee to once again humble myself to my partner's quirks, because I'm a very oh gosh, I don't want to sound like an ass. I'm a perfectionist,
Yeah.
like I'll go behind you and clean, type thing. I
Yeah.
don't
I
mean
feel you.
to, but
I
yeah.
feel you. I'm kind of the
But
same.
like I had to learn he taught me how to approach my partner in a more loving way, is what I'm going to say. He taught me how to not only in a more loving way, but communication with him. That took a lot of work. That was a few months of working with him.
Hmm.
The first time I ever worked with Asmodee,
Hmm.
oh man, that was rough. And
Yeah.
I don't know why it was so rough, but the first time I had communed with him, it felt like, well, I was in trance, and it felt like I couldn't even lift my arms. It felt like lead in my body,
Right.
if that makes any sense to
Uh-huh.
you. And just like I had visions of specific things,
Mhm.
you know. And I told Thorne this about working with Asmodee, because it didn't scare me, but it was kind of like a kind of shock, because I'd never felt that type of energy, or it was like it was coursing all through me, literally, but it felt like a lead balloon was inside of me, all throughout my body, like my bones just turned into lead.
Yeah. And it's I can relate because every spirit will have a specific energy, and the last video me and Anton did, we were talking about this where you can tell whether a trickster spirit is around just based on if you recognize that spirit's energy. That alone can allow you to discern. Um, Now, I also I remember you doing a post on when you think you pissed the water elementals off. Um, all of a sudden, there's no hot water. And then other people are like, "Well, I took a shower," and then you had to call in and tell us a little bit about that.
Water gods.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I had to move from my other house because
Right.
it was a literal butthead. But anyways, I went ahead and moved. And I moved into this one house. Sweet mercy, let me tell you what. This place had plumbing problems at the butt. And like I thought I got that puppy fixed. I was so proud of myself. Like, do, 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 I was so happy. And
Right.
then I, I was sitting there, playing a little World of Warcraft, taking some time off for myself because I
Okay.
still deserved it. And then I went
Yes, you
to the
do.
kitchen to get some dang water, and there's water on the floor, and there's a leak coming out. And I'm like,
Oh no.
I hate today because I can't right now. That's what happened. That's what I was like, man. Oh, and then the hot water heater, whatchamacallit, the heater thingamajiggers, the
So
thermostat thing.
the right.
Yeah, well, you know what I'm
The
talking about.
pilot, because you have the furnace and then you have the water heater, you have the pilot,
And then the thermostat.
thermostat, right?
Yeah, okay. Well, if I got it wrong, I'm sure somebody will
It's
say
okay.
something about it.
I just had an issue with that the other day, so it's all good.
Yeah. Those puppies went out, and I was like, are you freaking kidding me right now? So that was just one of many, many problems
Uh-huh.
in this house. Yeah. But that taught me that also, see, this is where Belial comes in too. That taught me to become resourceful, because you want to know why? Because I had to boil water. Thank gosh, my friend gave me this like little pot, you boil water in it for tea and stuff. So she gave it to me, and I was like, ding, ta-da, I have that. So I went to go fill it up. That, like, hot water for my, to brush my teeth and wash my face, go over to my ex-husband's house, take a shower. Ew, but
Yeah, it doesn't sound good.
yeah, yeah. But
It's a
hey,
lesson. It's a lesson.
it was definitely a lesson.
Now, if you no, let me ask you about this. So I'm Hispanic, you're Hispanic. Now, and we're a part of the occult community. Now, the fact that we're, Hispanics are becoming more common in the occult community, do you see this as an advantage for the Latino community in general, of good things to come?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah, most certainly. Absolutely. I think because you know how it is. You grow up in the Catholic household, or whatever, and you're taught that all this stuff is bad. It's like
Right.
bad juju, no good, no bueno.
Right.
You know, but you have that auntie over here, or you know how it
Yeah.
goes.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's like forbidden, any of that talk. And it allows a lot of people there just tend to be just closed-minded and not be open-minded to other possibilities, or they're just so set in their ways because it's been that way for generations, you know. And I think that also, as the Hispanic population continues to rise, in the United States and the West, that we have stuff to bring to the table too. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Especially, and there's a lot of healing that can come along with that in our communities
Yes.
by being introduced to this stuff.
Yep. I think as a whole, um, the Hispanic community needs to heal.
Definitely.
Yeah. It's just, I think it's really amazing that I am seeing more and more Hispanic people, come this way, because, we have some wonderful gifts.
Yeah, we do. We do. And, we can, not only we don't not only bring things to the table that can heal our communities, but for the world as well.
Yeah,
Things they
definitely.
haven't seen. But
And we have amazing
go ahead.
food. And we have amazing food.
Yes, we have amazing food. We have amazing food.
Yes.
I will say, a lot of other cultures say, "Oh, let's go get some Mexican food." Who can resist tamales? Come on, who can resist
Right.
them?
Yeah. Tamales, definitely.
Yeah. If you had to go back in time, if you could go back in time and give yourself, your younger self advice, spiritual advice, what would you tell yourself?
Well, okay. Here we go. This is probably one of the questions I was waiting for, but not like in particular, but
Right.
What I would tell myself,
Mhm.
I would tell myself to learn about myself first, know who I am first, and continue to do work continuously on myself as a person. That's what I would tell myself.
Good advice. To know yourself is the beginning of wisdom. A lot of people don't realize that. They spend years learning
Yeah,
that.
that's the first thing I would tell myself.
Now, in closing, uh, you're part of Cult of Belial. And you guys have an amazing thing. You guys got the Facebook group, the YouTube channel, Instagram page, etc. Um, is there anything that you guys are working on right now, or you specifically are doing in that we should look out for?
Yes, we do have a book coming out. Anton is finishing up, from what I talked to him this morning. Anton is, doing his best, and so is Pela, to get the book going. There are spells for me in there. There's
Nice.
yeah, there's channelings and stuff. In there, there's spells from Tracy in there. Yeah, it's gonna be banging. I can't wait. But yeah, I'm so excited about this book that's coming out. I really am.
Great. Looking forward to that. And everybody who's watching, below in the video description, I will have links to Cult of Belial's YouTube channel, Facebook group, Instagram page. Go ahead and check those out. Give those a follow. A lot of good stuff. Dawn, it's been a lot of fun. Thank you again for coming on to the channel.
No problem. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome. And everyone who's watching, like and subscribe to Dark Sorcery.
Thank you. I'm very honored.
Good to have you on.